Tonight, a CBS 2 exclusive investigation, food meant for the homeless being tossed in the trash instead of given to those who need it. And CBS 2's David Goldstein joined us now with the stunning video. Something else.
Yeah, Pat, we found cases of it day after day. Our hidden cameras caught workers from the public agency whose job it is to help the homeless actually throwing cases of food in the dumpster instead of delivering it to those who need. We have you, sir, on hidden camera throwing food in a dumpster. Why would you do that? That's what we wanted to know. Our hidden cameras caught employees with the LA Homeless Services Authority throwing cases of taxpayer-funded food right into the dumpster. Food that's supposed to go to the homeless, now going in the trash. You can see it here just come pouring out of the box. And not just once or twice. We saw it continuously inside the dumpster, boxes of food with fresh sandwiches for the homeless inside. It's a sandwich, an apple, and water. We saw food thrown away almost every day, all unopened packages labeled "Eat Good Food." But despite the tens of thousands of homeless going hungry on the streets of LA, no one got to eat this food because we saw LAHSA employees like this woman just throw it in the trash. We saw you dump boxes of food out into the dumpster.
I'm not going to answer any questions.
It's appalling what I see on that video.
Jay Handel chairs the homeless committee for the LA Neighborhood Councils.
This is an absolute disgrace.
He dumps it right in the dumpster. We showed him what we caught on hidden cameras.
It's a theft of taxpayer dollars. These people are being paid to go out and service and take care of people. So not only are they stealing their pay, but they're throwing away good, valuable food for people who have nothing to eat.
Picking up food. For months, we watched LAHSA employees picking up cases of food to give out to those less fortunate. These are outreach workers. They're supposed to spend their days interacting with the thousands of homeless in LA. The aim, according to LAHSA administrators, is for them to use the food as an opportunity to build trust in the hopes of convincing them to accept government services and housing and get them off your streets.
Empty box too.
At the end of the day, we saw many workers folding up empty boxes after presumably handing out all the food.
There's one.
Others we followed picked up food, then went to breakfast. Through the window, you can see these two eating. Now, meal breaks are allowed, but after breakfast, they just drove around for hours. They did stop twice to give out meals, then took a break and walked around Balboa Park for some exercise for another hour.
He's taking the whole box.
Toward the end of their shift, they just gave away all the food at a homeless encampment in Panorama City. Well, at least this food went to good use.
There you go, I got a shot.
Other teams we saw also picked up food, then went to breakfast.
Oh, there she is.
Afterward, this team then stopped at Target, Starbucks, McDonald's, sometimes driving, passing dozens of homeless along the way. And instead of folding up empty boxes, we saw this LAHSA employee throwing a case full of food in the dumpster behind their office in Panorama City. We saw another team just take the boxes out of their car, walk into the room with the dumpsters, and throw a box filled with food right in the trash. They could have given it to these people who we saw living on the street just a block away. David Goldstein with CBS 2 News. Why are you throwing food out that's supposed to go to the homeless? We caught up to them to find out why. Why would you throw food out that's supposed to go to the homeless? We have you on hidden camera.
On us.
You.
On me.
You want to see the video?
Yeah, please.
Sure. He said his name is Chris. We showed him the video of him throwing the food in the dumpster. That's you.
Yeah. No, I'm not denying that's me.
He claimed he wasn't allowed to talk with the media. You're throwing the food out in a dumpster. Why?
I wish I could answer that.
LAHSA, which this fiscal year received $800 million in public funds, wouldn't provide anyone to speak with us. In a written statement, they said in part there are cases where teams have to bring food back to their headquarters because not all the people they encounter will accept them. They claim they do give excess meals to shelters, but they admit they discard meals because they're perishable. But if that's the case, we saw teams put boxes in their cars and drive around for hours without any refrigeration.
You know, I think Lhasa owes an explanation.
L.A. County Supervisor Catherine Barger, who's been a critic of Lhasa, looked at our video. Boom. Tossing him in the dumpster. And doesn't buy Lhasa's explanation.
When you look at what's in there, an apple, that'll be good the next day.
Water certainly.
Yeah.
Bottles of water.
And then the cookie.
There's a bag of
I mean,
cookies
who
there,
throws a
good.
cookie away, for God's sake? That is actually right there, that pissed me off.
Heartbreaking. Lots of wasted food.
Andy Bales heads up the Union Rescue Mission.
People are hungry out there on the streets and need to be fed, and we should not, none of us should be wasting.
The mission serves about 2,000 meals every day to LA's homeless, who they refer to as guests, and says Lhasa has never offered any excess food. Would your homeless guests like a sandwich, an apple, bottle of water?
Oh, they'd love that, especially if they're on their way to work in the morning.
But instead, we saw them toss it in the dumpster. You have food that's supposed to go to the homeless. Why would you throw that food out? Why can't you answer my question? Well, the county has already begun the process of breaking up Lhasa and starting a new agency that they hope would just deal with homelessness, and what we uncovered may just add fuel to that fire. Pat?
I'm sure it has, David, and can't wait for your follow-up. We know there's going to be one.
Yeah.
Okay.
There will be.
Oh, well, listen, we have more on the Behind the Investigation special. It's streaming on CBS News Los Angeles, and we will learn even more about David's findings, and we'll talk about how he discovered the problem in the first place. You can catch it right after this newscast at 11:35, then again tomorrow at 7 a.m. and 9 a.m. on CBS News Los Angeles. That's a David Goldstein investigation.